Welcome to another episode of Don't Count Your Calories. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on all your favorite platforms. And whatever happens on YouTube, the subscribe, thumbs up, and the bell and everything. You know,
I don't think there's a bell.
there's a bell for notifications.
Oh wow.
Don't test my YouTube
Oh
knowledge.
wow.
I'm a fucking YouTube expert.
I
I've
definitely.
been
I
you.
always wondered because I remember seeing people's videos like ring the bell, but I didn't know if that was still a thing or
I don't
something.
know, but if it is, ring it.
All right, ring it, guys. Ring it.
Yeah, ring the
Come
bell if it's
on.
still a bell. In case you haven't caught up with the concept of our show, we are a couple, and we discuss couple shit,
We
and then we
do.
discuss other stuff that's like within our lives that we can hopefully shed light into and help other people with those
Yeah,
same topics and some of our hurdles. You know,
exactly.
maybe one day when we're about to argue, we will record the argument.
I
Yeah.
sometimes think people really like to see things like that because it not only humanizes us, but it also makes you realize that it's completely normal to go through ups and downs in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the beauty of having a show like this with two people who are very much so open books, is like we're willing to share it all.
Yeah.
So I think it's really nice. We're going to be talking about things that we're going through personally, hopefully that you guys can relate to, and also just giving background on like why we are in the place that we're in. And yeah.
Actually, we had a little bit of a plan on where this episode was gonna go, but I just thought of something right now, and
Oh boy.
I want to take a quick segue and do that first. So, for my guys out there, do you ever get in an argument with your girl, and while she's like really mad about something and kind of like yelling and whatever, and you just sit there and find it funny, and you're just like smirking and you're like laughing at the whole situation, and you just kind of like she's yelling and you just want to like pinch her cheeks and be like, "Oh, you're so cute," you know? Don't you ever do that? I do that. I think I did that earlier today, and she obviously gets more mad because
Obviously.
I find it so funny when she gets mad sometimes, or you get mad sometimes. I find it so funny. I can't even help myself. I don't know why,
I'm glad I
but,
entertain you.
but I'm
I'm glad
laughing
I'm being
already.
entertaining.
But sometimes she'll be so mad at something because I think maybe it's like as a guy thing, we don't really view things as such a big deal.
Hmm.
The girls just view it as such a big deal, and then when you like I don't know something random, but when you
Yeah.
view it as a big deal, and I'm like it's just so stupid, I just find it funny and I start laughing, and then that the consequence of that laugh is that she's even more angry, and then when she's even more angry, it's actually a little funnier, and now it's just this cycle of like I gotta try to hold my laugh back because if I don't, this is gonna blow up in my face.
Yeah.
So
Well, look, I'm glad to be entertaining. I'm glad to be giving you your comic relief. I think it's funny because for women, we really string things together in our head that when something pisses us off, it opens up 10 other doors that maybe we had closed in our head about why we had gotten to that point. If I get upset about something, then I can start thinking about something that you did 10 weeks ago that pissed me off. Whereas with guys, you really compartmentalize things and you have boxes in your head. And once that box is closed, it doesn't really open any other box. You just open each one at a time. Like it doesn't necessarily remind you of other instances to make you more mad. And I think with us, it's like we have these little connections in our head that when you light one up, it'll light automatically three or four others up in our head, and then we'll just get even more upset and dig an even deeper hole for ourselves. But I think what makes me more upset if you aren't taking it seriously is that I'm clearly upset about something and it doesn't really matter anything else. What matters is just being understood. And I think a lot of women just want to be understood. It doesn't even necessarily mean we have to be right. We just want to be understood and heard that you understand our perspective. Not necessarily do you agree with it, but you will at least sit there and just let us talk and listen. So, yeah.
yeah, okay, I get it. You want to be understood. But the other way around is you should understand why I'm laughing because it's not that
Why?
serious. So
To you.
fine, fine, fine. I guess to me it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
We don't have to see eye to eye.
yeah, yeah. True, true, true. All right. Anyway, should we move on from there?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
nice tangent to bring that up. But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah. Anyway, so the topic of the day is we want to talk about what is intelligence. The reason we bring this up is because a lot of times when you're talking to people, you start realizing that some of their thoughts are not really their thoughts. It's social media thoughts and memes and sentences and wordings and catchphrases that people use in their daily life as if it's their own thoughts. And this has been happening obviously a lot more recently with all the different aims of social media. People have 3, 4 social medias now. And literally it's like you have a conversation with one of your friends and they're mentioning to you exactly what you just probably heard in an Instagram reel, and they're repeating that to you as if it's their own personal topic. Maybe like that in itself doesn't equal intelligence, but at the same time it's like, how do you measure exactly what somebody knows and if their perspective is a good one, and
yeah.
when nobody's perspective seems to be their own anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because what it makes me think of is what is really authentic anymore. It's almost like that game of telephone that you used to play when you were a kid. And every person that you tell, the story ends up getting jumbled up and becoming completely different. And that's why with social media, it's not really a primary
That's a good
resource,
analogy.
you know? It's not like you're reading it outside of a textbook. And funny enough, a lot of these textbooks that we've read growing up are not always even necessarily true in itself. It's written by somebody, some sort of business backing or political backing of why we should be learning these things, X, Y, and Z. So I think that's why a lot of us go to social media to get our information, because I think now we would almost rather trust other people than trust the government and trust what we've been learning in school, because a lot of it has been over time deemed to be untrue.
Right, right, right. Yeah, a lot of these conspiracy theories have been coming true, and it makes people believe less and less. I think there's a huge percentage. I don't know what it is. I don't want to mention some random numbers, but especially in the United States, there's a huge percentage of people that actually don't trust the government. You know,
Definitely.
don't trust them in.
Especially after the election with Trump and Biden.
Oh yeah, half the country doesn't believe that Biden really won anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
I
point.
mean, it goes even further than that. It goes to COVID, it goes to why certain things, certain diseases have been cured, why others haven't been cured. We could go down an entire rabbit hole, but I would say probably within the past 10 years, people are less and less trusting of the government, trusting of the school system, and trusting of like who to believe, who can we trust. So I think that's why in this age that we're living in, people really go to social media and we go to our peers to get advice, because we're not getting that in a place where things should be true and we shouldn't have to question. We question the media, we question our government, we question our school teachers. So where is a line drawn? But at the end of the day, it's funny, I definitely catch myself at times repeating things that I've heard on social media. I find it hard not to, because naturally I go on social media for my job, working in marketing, and also we're all addicted in a sense if you have social media.
True.
So
It
I'm
happens to
definitely
me. Yeah, it
guilty
happens to me
too.
for sure sometimes. But like sometimes what I end up doing is like nosediving into Google and not particularly fact checking, but double checking the research. Like for example, just more recently, I was doing a new workout routine or whatever. I saw some Instagram quick thing about Mike Menser. He's like a big bodybuilder guy from back in the whatever Arnold Schwarzenegger times and Mr. Olympia and all that. And instead of just being like, oh wow, he works out 1 hour a day, that's it, and he gets bigger, and then going out and just working out 1 hour a day, I went on Google, started watching some articles, some of his interviews from back in the day, and trying to figure out what it is and some of the specifics. Is it true? But you know what I mean? Because like just 1 minute, 30-second clip is not enough information or not enough perspective on anything. But definitely like certain aspects of like other conversations, I've definitely like watched the 1 minute video and been like, oh, did you see this really thing, and then not really research it, and a lot of
Yeah.
people do that.
I feel like everyone is an actor in this day. And I think something that like Gen Z and much younger people that are going on social media are very easily manipulated by authenticity and manipulated by what seems to come across as genuine. And I think the best marketers out there, the people who are trying to get the most followers, the people that are trying to influence you in some way, they're actually the best manipulators when it comes to being genuine.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what we're seeing a lot of right now on social media is how can I portray that I am genuine and authentic in almost this actor type of way. And then those are basically the people that we trust and therefore follow, who end up then completely influencing the way that we think, the way that we talk, and at the end of the day, what we feel,
Yeah.
because we are what we consume. And I really believe that we are a product of our environment. We're a product of what we see online, and anyone that says anything different, I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think, because I don't really see how it's not possible to be a product of your environment.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that do make it, like for example, like people from hardships and hard environments, let's say, that do make it out and become successful, they slowly move outside of that environment on a day-to-day basis, or don't put themselves in that same group, and that's why they are able to jump out of that bad environment, bad situation. I think it comes down to, for example, these four friends I hang out with every day, we do absolutely nothing every day. All we do is talk shit, blah, 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 blah. What one of those four friends will end up doing is not showing up as often, for example, right outside the building or whatever the case, to have these conversations or whatever. They'll not show up as often because they know when they're there, they're not going to do what they need to do to make it out or whatever the case might be. So they just stop showing up to those environments in order to grow. Because if you take yourself out of that situation, then you're going to do what you need to do. But if you consistently put yourself into that room, then you're going to end up being that room.
Yeah, you are who your friends are. And it's very true. A lot of people used to say that when I was younger, even in high school, you are the friends that you hang out with. And I used to think, no, my own person, whatever it is. And that is all true. But we live in a very judgmental world. And sometimes the people, whether we like it or not, sometimes the people that we hang out with really reflect our character. It's almost guilty by association. And I think as you get older, you begin to realize who you want to be associated with and the kind of person that you want to be. So, that all said, going back to social media,
Let's go back to the intelligence part.
yeah, what really is intelligence anymore if we're basically getting all of our information
I
online?
think a big part of intelligence, in my opinion, a big part of intelligence is empathy. Empathy is a huge part of intelligence these days because I want to say a majority of people don't have it, and a majority of people are not susceptible to change. They won't. They won't change. They won't change their opinions. They won't change their thought processes. They actually nowadays it's like if your opinion is not my opinion, then not only are you wrong, you're a bad person.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly like what it's become. It's like you don't agree with my opinion, well, you're a terrible person. And instead of kind of hearing the other side and being able to hear that other side and then taking that argument, combining it with your own, and then coming up with your own idea, you can sit there and you're like, no, you're wrong, you're a terrible person. And the crazy part about all this is like the world is huge. We're talking about 8 billion people from fucking United States to China to Asia. Whatever you think, there's someone out there, and the fact that you're able to think this and have this opinion, there's someone out there in the world that thinks the complete opposite of what you think. And that's okay. You know what I
It's
mean?
totally
That's
okay.
okay. I could think, oh, this is the right way to live and this is what success is. And someone will come around and say the complete opposite thing of what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that I'm right and he's wrong, or he's right and I'm wrong. It's just, this is my outlook of life. This is how I view things. And this is how I want to view things. And it's okay if you don't. You could
Yeah.
think completely. Success, for example, is two different meanings to two other people. One person, money means nothing. For example, like certain people that live in other parts of the world, money means nothing to them. To them, success is family, being, living a free life type of situation, where another person is success is $1 million. $1 million means nothing to certain people. So it's like to be so stuck on an opinion and to be so angry when someone has a different one, that to me is a lack of intelligence
Yeah.
altogether. You know.
So true, everything that you said. And opinions have become so polarized, and it's really difficult to weed through that. And
Especially politically, like it's
yeah,
crazy, honestly.
everything is political now.
Yeah,
Everything
I
is
mean,
political.
politically, for example, it's kind of like it's crazy, like especially in the United States, how we vote for president. We vote for president as if it's our fucking favorite sports team. For example, if the New York Giants are fucking losing every single game, you still support the Giants. Sure, you're loyal to the fucking Giants. But if the fucking Republicans are losing every fucking, for example, are fucking up every election, or the Democrats are fucking up every time they're elected, you don't just keep fucking voting the same way. It doesn't make any fucking sense, because this is not a fucking sports team. You're supposed to sit there, actually, like the proper way to vote essentially should be, okay, these two candidates, because we only give them fucking two in the United States, you blank slate, whether he's Republican or Democrat, doesn't fucking matter. What are they currently offering to the current situation in the country? This is the situation the United States is in. Between these two people, who is going to offer something that changes this situation and makes it fucking better? It's not like, oh, I'm always, and you see it in the United States. I mean, what, 40 something states are always blue or always red? It's kind of fucking crazy. Like, how could you always be voting for red? They're not always correct. Sometimes the Democrat is better, sometimes the Republican is better, and it's just how it is. But we vote so fucking blindly, and we get so stuck on what one side wants for those people. It's ridiculous. A Republican and a Democrat can't even sit in the fucking room and have a conversation about essentially they want the same fucking thing, but they get so concentrated on this little stupid arguments that the bigger picture is never there. It's just never fucking there. So
Yeah, facts, babe. Facts.
I got a
True.
little heated on that one.
No, but because it is, it's really sad that is the way that it is, and how much it's taken over our world, taken over our conversations. If you don't think a certain way, one, you can't really talk about it.
Right.
I think we live in a world where if you're not saying what everyone else is saying, and if you're not thinking what everybody else is thinking, you are automatically labeled as a bad person and you shouldn't be able to have a voice. And I think there's a line that needs to be drawn. And I think we have been raised to accept everyone for their opinion.
But this is also like what keeps a majority of people dumb. It's essentially this idea that, you know, this ultra belief in an opinion. Like, people believe in opinions so much that they think it's fact. But at the end of the day, it's just your opinion. It's not a fact. And certain facts get brushed aside when they don't match your opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my opinion could be that, for example, red is the best color on me. But if you come around and tell me, no, well, blue is a better color on you, I'm just like, you're just fucking simply wrong. Like, you're just fucking wrong. Like,
Yeah.
no, absolutely fucking not.
That's
It's not like,
why-
oh, well, that's your opinion. It's like, no, absolutely no. You're a fucking idiot. Like, you're a fucking asshole. Actually, you're a terrible person. Like,
Yeah, seriously. But at the end of the day, that's the beauty of opinions. They're your own.
Yeah.
And opinions are not facts. Opinions don't need to change the way that, you view the world. They don't need to disrupt, your peace. Opinions are your own. So there's no reason to, hate other people, take away their voices, even take away their access to making money based on having an opinion. I think that there's a difference between right and wrong. I'm never going to say that there is not a difference, but I think on certain topics, a lot of people have gotten their voices taken away, and I think that they have gotten their access to money taken away based on simply having an opinion on a topic. And I think that's really dangerous, living in that kind of a world. So I think a line really needs to be drawn.
Yeah. I mean, even fucking Twitter is blocking people for opinions that they don't deem is the correct opinion. They were blocking people for opinions that they didn't think was the right opinion. And now this is the fucking crazy part to me is, so Twitter did that, right? And everybody was begging Elon Musk to buy Twitter, so to make it free again, to make it open for everyone, Elon Musk bought it. did that. Instagram creates threads, and everybody jumps into fucking threads. So you complain that Twitter's not free, blah, blah, blah. Elon Musk makes it free, and then you jump to threads into that same loophole that you were fucking there before. Who they're gonna block people for their opinions that don't fucking suit the rhetoric that they want at this moment.
Yeah.
So it's a whole nother thing.
This,
But
yeah, this is a whole other tangent that we've gone on, but to get back to what we were talking about, what is intelligence? What is authenticity? What is even being genuine anymore is if all that we talk about is what we see online and see other people say on social media. And I think the best way to counter that is kind of what you said earlier is if you hear something, look it up online and do your own research, because 90% of the time, Joanne from Nebraska might not necessarily have her facts straight. Not to shit on anybody named Joanne if you're in Nebraska. Don't mean to be cornering you by any means, but take what you're seeing online and do a quick little Google search yourself. We're all so fucking lazy these days. Like, we would much rather just watch a 30-second clip on social media than actually take a minute to go online and create our own thoughts. But at the end of the day, it's for your benefit. If you want to understand the situation, if you actually want to find something a bit more factual than what Joanne from Nebraska is saying, do a bit of your own research. And I think it's really difficult to find non-biased media these days, but I think the best way to do it is look at a bunch of different articles, look at what a lot of different people are saying online, and come up with your
look at
best
both
based on
sides,
answer.
Look at this news outlet, look at that news outlet, compare between. But jumping off of that, it's kind of like crazy that people go on TikTok or Instagram, mostly TikTok for this matter, and they watch a video of someone just like me and you, or just like yourselves, giving an opinion on something, whether it could even be like fucking, this skincare, I like it better than this one. And then you walk out of that video and you're like, for example, just the moisturizer videos you watch sometimes. This moisturizer is better than this one. And then you walk out of that video and you're like, this one is better. You walk out with the fucking, like, almost like fact. This one is better than fucking this one. Why? Because some random person just like you said it on TikTok. You could take those fucking same two, squirt that shit, put on your face, and be like, well, I like this one better. And then do a video. This one is better than this one because it feels great on my face. Like, how are we just zoning in on our phone and then listening to one random ass person who could be the same age as us, just living in another place, and believing exactly what they say as fact? It's fucking crazy. It's
Yeah, but
a little
that's
bit crazy.
also why, look, I think that there's, going off of that, I think there's a lot of great information that you can find on social media.
Sure, but
there's a lot of
90 fucking percent of the time, people are not looking at great.
There's a lot of very intelligent people that you can find on social media. Even, yes, I
Yes,
do love
there's
my
doctors.
skincare videos.
I do follow Dr. James or whatever his name is. He's good. I like him.
I love his Instagram. But I think that's when you look at their credentials. If it's just like Joanne from Nebraska, not to, corner her again, and if she's saying, oh, use this moisturizer, don't use this moisturizer, and she has absolutely, no intelligence on skincare, nothing, it's just like, because I said so, yeah, maybe it's not going to be 100% sure. But I think if you provide, like, if I'm going to watch a video, provide some facts, provide something of value that's going to make me actually believe you, other than this is just it feels so good on your skin, it smells so good. I'm not going to buy something like that, but give me some facts, give me something to back you up, and give me some credentials, even if it's in your bio. But look, at the end of the day, it's really difficult these days, because it's kind of hard to believe anybody on what they're doing online, and it's authenticity and being
there's
genuine
there's so many people in their bios with CEO of companies that make no money. Like, it's
all
like
about the clout.
Everybody's a CEO these fucking days, and it's like it's hard to like kind of. But I think at the end of the day, what is intelligence? In my opinion, intelligence is the ability to break yourself down to the T and build it back up with the new information that you gained. For example, every day we should be learning, every month we should be learning, and the ability to unlearn is intelligence. That's what I think. The ability to unlearn something and relearn it in the more proper way with the new information that you just received, that's intelligence to me. Because if we're stuck in a certain manner and we're stuck with a certain belief, then that's not intelligence. That's just being ignorant, in my opinion.
I think that's beautifully said, and I love
That
that
was
you said
fucking
that.
good.
I love that you said that, the idea of unlearning things, and being based off of a product of our own environment. Unlearning things is one of the biggest gifts that you can do for yourself, because at the end of the day, we are our past. We are our past experiences. Everything that has happened to us prior to this moment has influenced us to be where we are today. Good things have happened, bad things have happened. But being able to sit here today and say, I'm not going to let something that happened or something that I learned 3 years ago be the reason why I think the way that I do now, is really, really important. And being able to sit here and say, I've gone through the past 27 years and I'm open to being honest with myself and learning something new and unlearning some of the practices and some of the thoughts that I've had for the past 27 years. That is intelligence, that's emotional intelligence, and that's also the biggest gift that you can give to yourself in becoming a better person.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
I think that covers the topic of intelligence. I mean, also intelligence, in my opinion, is myself. If you just listen to everything I say and do, then you'll probably be intelligent because I'm a smart motherfucker, as you can see by the fucking great gems that I drop on this mother effing I guess we can curse on this motherfucking podcast. All right, don't count your
Guys.
calories. Follow us everywhere,
My
and
God.
give us 5 stars on all your favorite platforms.
Yes.
Listen to us on all audio. You can listen while you're driving. You don't have to
Yeah.
watch unless you
You can
like
see
these
our
beautiful
beautiful
faces.
faces.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh,
No, that was
yeah.
really, really lame.
Yeah, that was pretty
Really lame.
gay, but it's fine.
Oh, no, you can't say that. Anyway.
Why? We're in Dubai. Anyway, follow us. Don't count your calories. Also, follow our network, Creative Impact Network. Go on creativeimpactnetwork.com. Check out all the other shows. There's some merch on there as well. If you want to support us and also look fly, you can. And at the same time, check out our page on Don't Count Your Calories on TikTok and Instagram. We also post some of the favorite things that we've been eating, and we will be posting stuff of us cooking healthy shit that maybe is maybe sometimes tastes good. So
Yeah, exactly. What he said.
thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys in the next
See
episode.
you.
And that wraps up another episode of Don't Count Your Calories. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
And make sure to go ahead and follow us on all social media platforms, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Don't Count Your Calories. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you next time.
5 stars on all platforms.